When it comes to books, we're giving our kids a lot of material that doesn't reflect them. And it's important for kids to have windows. I don't regret reading The Chronicles of Narnia and The Secret Garden and all those other books, but we can't pretend that those kinds of images that erase Black children, those narratives that don't include or distort or in other ways misrepresent Black children, we can't pretend that those don't cause damage. And I have spent most of my life trying to decolonize my imagination so that I can recognize when I have internalized values and messages and aesthetics that are not my own, that come from British culture. I would love to spare kids that process if they didn't have to decolonize their imaginations too. And that means we have to be really careful about the diet. We have to think about what we're feeding their imagination. And there are some better options on TV now for kids, but if they go to the movies, chances are it's a white child who's saving the day. So I think when it comes to books, try doing the doll test, but with books in your household. Offer your child a book that has a Black child on the cover and a book that has a white child on the cover and see which one they choose. Every year I go into schools and I have a Black or brown child come up to me and say, I really want to show you this book I made. And it's a book full of blonde-haired, blue-eyed people. And that child will say, this is my family. That's not your family. And I was the same way. When I wrote my first picture book for kids in high school, I wrote about white children because it was a story that was magical and fantastic. And those stories didn't happen to Black children as far as I knew. And then I got to the United States and started reading more widely, and I realized that magic can happen to anyone, anywhere. And now I feel a real personal obligation to make sure that I write about Black children and South Asian children and all different kinds of children who live in Brooklyn and have the potential to discover magic in everyday places. I hope that I embody a certain set of possibilities for youth. I hope that when young people look at me and they see my armful of books and they know that I made them myself, that they understand something I learned from a fellow Canadian writer, Black woman, poet and novelist Dionne Brand, who said that people of the African diaspora have demonstrated a mastery of wayfinding. And I think that's also pretty profound. A mastery of wayfinding. When there is no way, or seems to be no way, we can find a way. And when we can't, we make a way.